I was a medical student. I took PCMB, right? And I took it. I just entered my college just to take a drop of 1 year that I would be dropping, and then nothing happened. To be honest, the second year I was completely blank. That what is going on with my life, right? So and people were there who were like when I just entered my college, they started CodeChef from that time only, and they were 6-star coder. Like very privileged when I interact with students that are there. So students living in tier 3, tier 4 cities are like struggling for day and night things. Some people have taken loans. Go and form a community, right? You are not from a non-tech, you are not from a tech background, so you want to enter a tech background. So just explore everything. Explore.
Welcome to the channel World of Techies.
Hello everyone. So today we have a guest, Pranav Malik. So he's currently working in Microsoft and he's like very great mentor. He has already mentored a lot of people. So let's start with a quick introduction from Pranav. So hi Pranav, let's start your quick introduction.
Okay, so hi, thank you, Ankit, for bringing me over to the stage here. And yeah, so hi, my name is Pranav, and I currently have 3+ years of experience in the industry so far. And currently, I work for Microsoft as a SD2, right? And earlier to that, I have worked as like SD2 at Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and prior to that, I was working as SD2 at PayPal, right? So and in total, like I was fortunate enough to, like you can say, get a hold of 30 like 40+ offers that are there in the
Oh,
market.
nice.
Yeah, cracking Google also, but I cracked Google for L3 position. Unfortunately could not make up for L4. So that is the thing. And yeah, that is a small introduction about me.
Nice. 40 plus introductions, so like 40 plus offers. And like how is the experience now working in Microsoft like compared to Oracle or PayPal? So how do you compare like overall experiences and which you think is the best so far?
Okay, so basically it's a very like it's company to company only, but I would say that Microsoft is a very employee friendly company that is there. It places employee first. The thing is that my team is focused into cloud and Azure cloud. So basically, what we are trying to do here is we are not building products from scratch. You can say the products are already kind of like out there. We are making new releases to the products and new features, supporting new implementation to the product that is there. And
Mm-hmm.
the scale is too high, to be honest, because Azure is very famous. You might be knowing, right? So GCP is there, and like AWS is also very famous. So, but Azure has a good amount of scale that is there, and yeah. So as scale is there, so you can say newer problems are there, right? To which we can solve, and I cannot go in detail to the problem that we are trying to solve, but we can say that like the challenges are very good in you can say Microsoft, but I would say that like when I was working in Oracle Cloud, right? So there, like services, like cloud services were built from scratch. Okay.
Okay.
So I was part of a team that was responsible for building a data lakehouse from scratch. So I contributed in very core like areas. Like I could say suppose that there is a open source like processing engine called a Spark, which is very famous for processing big data, right? So
Right.
I rewrote Spark for Oracle in kind of way. So we provided custom implementation for Spark, and that was very good experience for me, to be honest. Where my high level design and low level design skills got you can say very much improved, and because of my mentors also, that was the thing. So it depends totally on the company that you are trying to work. But basically here in Microsoft, you are aware that like C++ and C# are the best languages that are being like practiced, right? Whereas in Oracle, Java would be the preferred language. Maybe 90% you will be seeing Java, because obviously Oracle is based out for
Oracle.
Java only, right?
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Paper was completely different. It was a full stack role. So yeah, every company has its own, you can say that challenges and like plus and negative points. Yeah.
And like how is in general like the interview process at Microsoft? So like Microsoft is like one of the dream company for a lot of like folks. So what's the complete process?
I'll just, I think I would be the best person to answer that, unfortunately, because I gave, you can say, like around 25 or 26 interviews parallelly. I was interviewing
Oh,
for 4 teams parallelly, and unfortunately, for it was my fortune that I converted all of them. So,
oh, nice.
so that is the thing, and yeah. So what happened was, so that time Microsoft was hiring like a lot, and multiple teams were there, and my connections were in senior engineering managers or director of engineering. So some people reached out to me directly and they scheduled the interviews. I told them upfront that like I am parallelly giving interviews for separate teams. So what happens in Microsoft is, say suppose if my team is working into core Azure storage, right? So we would be conducting separate interviews. If you are working,
Okay.
say suppose in Bing, right? Say suppose in Bing, so you would have separate interviews. If you get
Okay.
rejected by our team, so you can still apply to other teams that are there in within Microsoft. You'll
Oh,
not
okay.
get rejected to internal Microsoft that is there. If you get rejected from a team, then you cannot reapply after 6 months. For that
Okay.
particular team only, it's team-based interviews that are there, and every team has specific requirements. Say suppose that my team is working in Golang, example, right? And some teams would be working in C Sharp. Some teams you will be amazed to see that they are working in Python and Java also in like Microsoft. It's very rare to
Okay.
find, right? So that is the thing, that is separate, that we had to do. So what happened is like typical interview process has, like you can say, it includes like a codility test. So I gave 5 codility tests, okay, and in simultaneously, so 2 got repeated only. And on the other hand, then when you clear the codility test, what happens is there are set of 5 interviews, and some in some places there are 4 interviews also. So,
Okay.
which includes two like basically problem solving rounds, which includes 2 to 3 questions of data structures in every round. And Microsoft is very famous for asking backtracking based questions, right? Backtracking and
Okay.
DP, dynamic programming based questions. So you can or DFS based questions. So you can you
Okay.
can say that you can predict that in one of the 2 of interviews they would ask like either a DFS question, or you can say either a backtracking question. So they generally ask also. So on the
Okay.
other hand, that these 2 rounds are basically for like problem solving. And then the third round, because I was interviewing for SD2 role, so they then started low level design. So third round was low level design, and fourth round was also again of a kind of a bar raiser kind of a low level design that was there. Okay, where you have to solve a problem and algorithm also you need to justify. The fifth round is meeting with the hiring manager, where hiring manager can ask anything. So he can just ask you a DSA problem also, or he can ask you designing problem also. But he will like just do somewhat of problem solving, and then they will go on to like your techno managerial kind of questions, star principles, or the principles
Okay.
that to see that if you are a fit for his team or not. Okay, so these are the
Okay.
normal processes, and it generally takes around 1 week to complete this process in average. So that is the thing.
Okay.
And parallelly, so what happened with me was like total Microsoft interview. My interview went for 2 months. I remember this thing. Some teams I got converted in, like some offers came. Some teams I got yes in the first place, but there was a time when like 2 3 recruiters got to know that I am interviewing parallelly. So they said that you will only get one offer. Don't be you can interview for 5 teams, but you will only get one offer from Microsoft. You just need to tell us beforehand which offer we need to release, and it is generic.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
The everything is generic, so you don't have to worry about the pay structure and like that. Whichever team would offer you, they would offer the same kind of salary structure that is there.
Oh. Okay. But like this is an important thing. So like usually in companies you have a cool off period across the company, like for all teams. But in Microsoft the cool off period is like based on the team you are interviewing for, right? That's a difference between like Microsoft versus other companies. What are the resources that you followed for your DSA preparation?
Okay, so I rely on free resources, to be honest. So
Okay.
I do a lot of lead code. Every day I try to solve 1 or 2 questions on over lead code. Why?
Okay.
Because like I was preparing for Google based interviews that time, because
Okay.
Google only asks data structures, right? 45
Mm-hmm.
minutes and then 30 minutes and then follow up question. So I
Mm-hmm.
was preparing for that only. And the thing is that like you only need to do like lead code, because earlier what I have done is like I have invested a lot of time in competitive programming earlier, in my earlier stages only, second, third year, fourth year. So
Okay.
where due to my friends that I have got indulged into competitive programming, so I was very active on CodeShifts, and we were very active on other platforms as well, Code Forces, right? So that these concepts are like set, but the like you can say doing lead code is not a problem for us. You can say that it generally takes 1 week to get us straight on back to the track if we just get a break also, because the concept that of competitive programming are much higher than what is asked in lead code questions. Lead code questions are
Mm-hmm.
pretty much direct, the comparative programming questions, they will build up a story, and
Right,
then you have to
right,
find
right,
the optimal patterns that would be
right.
that is the thing. And so that is what, and on the other hand, for system design, I bought a course, like I would not name it here, but yeah, so like I have just followed a course. Everybody follows that course, right? Either it be Groking or any particular type of course you can get. So these
Okay.
are the things. And to be honest, system design, I would say personally recommend that system design comes with practice. The
Mm-hmm.
more you are contributing to within your organization, or the more you are practicing, the more you are discussing it with your peers, so it would come with practice only. So multi-threading and these type of advanced level concepts that are required. So what
Mm-hmm.
happened in Google also, the low level design round, my LLD round went very super because of this, but my one DSA round was not, like it was a lean hire kind of thing. That's why they offered me L3 role.
Like one thing you mentioned about lead code is the consistency, that every day you have to solve a couple of problems at least. So other than that, like any recommendation, like if say a person is like targeting to reach Microsoft, so what's the average number of questions that he or she should be targeting? And if you can also provide some kind of a segregation based on medium, hard.
Got it. Okay, so basically, like he or she should target at least, you can say 100 to 200 questions from arrays that are famous question. Anybody can get that question. Say suppose cadence algorithm. Say suppose rotate and a search, like rotate an
Mm-hmm.
array, search in a rotated array. These type of questions, searching, sorting, everything would be in these 100 questions, 100 or 200 questions. Then at least 100 questions on linked list. At least you can say 200 to 300 questions on trees, because trees is a very famous concept, or sorry, famous data structure that is asked in any type of interview.
Okay.
Amazon really grills you on trees. So Amazon favorite concept, a favorite topic is trees and graphs only. Then you can say at least 300 to 400 questions on DP and backtracking and and recursion you should follow, because Microsoft gives a very good amount of emphasis on, you can say, DP or recursion or
Okay.
backtracking. They are it's known, it's a predicted pattern that like they will ask one or two questions either on backtracking or either on like recursion or DP optimization. Then either like at least 150 questions on graphs. That is enough, and these will be very popular questions which you can get
Okay.
on either any of the platform, either Geeks or Geeks, either LeetCode, either HackerRank, any of the problems, Podge, any type of problem you will get it. Sorry, any type of platform you will get it. I would also recommend you that you should also follow up with the latest interview experiences that are shared over LeetCode.
Okay.
Because in interview experiences you get to know the, you can say, the amount of questions that are asked, recently based questions that are asked, so it helps you a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
I mean, it keeps you abreast with like what's the latest set of questions that are being asked, because usually like companies do deprecate their older questions and like but want to come up with a new set of questions. Not just on LeetCode, there are a bunch of other websites as well. That what resources that you would recommend for system design? One you just mentioned is like the grokking the system design from educative.io, right? Any other resource that you think that you would have followed or you would want to follow if you want to prepare for the.
System design, so basically like Gaurav Sen is a very good person out there, so I
Mm-hmm.
followed his course also. So GKCS, I am following him from our competitive programming days only, because he was the only person who was doing competitive programming in Java. Other than everybody was doing in
Mm-hmm.
C++ and C. So that is where that kind of following has arose, and that is his course is also very famous, and you can also follow his course. So lot of people are doing it. So I would say that what how I prepared genuinely, I had a very good mentor in Oracle, and I was doing a very
Okay.
good work. A lot of LLD was there for me. I contributed a lot in LLD. You can say internally everything was there. So distributed system, any type of design pattern you say it, I have implemented there. So that was the way that depth that I got, right? So in like you can say LLD, low level design. So you can say that like that work also like improved my skills a
Yes.
lot, because I was reading a lot of open blogs over Medium, over a lot of places, right? Internal blogs were also there, which was followed, right? So there I implemented a lot of things that were not known to me also, like Bloom filters, like probabilistic data structures, right? I created a trie firstly in Oracle, okay, and that is known by OCI trie Oracle, that they use it internally. So this is a
Nice.
multi-threaded try. So I was very, you can say, very happy that my data structure knowledge is getting used, and that too try I am building from scratch. And so it was a very custom requirement that we got, and that was the thing. So basically, we were building the parsers and everything. It is a thing that we were doing. So yeah, so I contributed in that type of level where my LED skills were tested a lot every day, and that is the good part where a product is getting built from scratch. You want that type of opportunity very early in your career. If you're getting, you should take it, I would say. So that helped me a lot.
Specific advice that you would want to give to freshers who are like looking forward to entering the industry?
Got it. I would say that right now a lot of people have created a buzzword that FANG and like mostly top tech product based companies are only the good companies to work, like Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, and Apple. You should not go by a name. I would say that every
Mm-hmm.
company is doing its best. Every company, every job is a job only in the end, right? We have just witnessed that, right? And I would say that you should focus on skills first, because skills are the only thing that will last with you whenever
Right.
be it in any situation, that in any type of situation you will see. So skills will be the thing that will remain with you till the last, and they will be only the thing that will uplift you or downgrade you, right? So you need to constantly be like practice honing your skills. And I would also say that like try to solve like problems daily, or not daily, like in weekly or bi-weekly. Try to do it. Try to do basically because you should be in shape. Why? Because if you are doing gym regularly, your body will be getting toned up, right? That is the simple thing. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
mathematics that if you leave it, then a gap will come, and like you need to cover it from the basics. So it's after some time you will also feel like good that okay, I'm doing it, and these are the things. And I would say that if you have reached a level, let's say if you are reached a level of 7, then try to increase your level daily, like 8, 7.5, 7 to 8, and then 9. So these are the some things that are there. And fortunately, we are living in that type of like era where a lot of opportunities are there, be it in edtech,
Mm-hmm.
be it in investments, right? So you can do anything with your free time, right? You can do anything. So I would say that like try to get a best of your, like you can say, if you want to teach something, right? Let's say example, I also to teach like some things like data structures or like maths, right? So you can do it, right? Why not? If you have time, why not? On Saturdays and Sundays you can follow your passion, that if you had a passion. So yeah, that is only the advice that I would give.
People who are not from the tech industry, so because you are relatively new in the industry, so and you are since mentoring a lot of folks, so you must have come across people who are not from the tech industry and want to enter. So what advice would you want to give to those people who like have
Okay.
zero like base right at the moment?
Got it, got it. I would say that firstly is to be patient, okay? Because like you should be very patient, and you should be very, you can say, in a position where you have to learn a lot, you have to build
Right.
a lot,
Right.
right? I have mentored and multiple type of students who were from different branches of engineering to who were from CA. Also, they are fortunately they like got placed in Swiggy, and they were earning like 30-40 lakhs per
Oh,
annum.
nice.
So that is the thing. So what did I gain in this process? Everybody can anybody can code. Okay, anybody
Right.
can do the thing that is there. It's just a matter that they need to be persistent. They need to
Mm-hmm.
be constant enough with their efforts. Every day they need to, like you can say that make that extra effort. That is the only required thing. If I tell you about me, I was never interested in engineering. Engineering was a backup option for me. I was a medical student. I took PCMB, right? And
Oh.
I took it. I just entered my college just to take a drop of 1 year that I would
Oh.
be dropping, and then nothing happened. To be honest, a second year I was completely blank. That what is going on with my life, right? So, and people were there who were like, when I just entered my college, they started CodeChef from that time only, and they were 6-star coder there when I was in my second year. So from that point I have just, like you can say that every day I'm just, I first initial phases felt like a huge struggle. Obviously it will feel, obviously
Right.
for a non-tech people, for any type of person, right, it will feel like what you're doing, you are just making a problem and you're just solving it. After some time you will feel that, oh, uneasiness will come. That is where you need to bond with like-minded people. You need to form a community where a sense of competition is there, right? So you are discussing things, right? That is how people upskill themselves, and that is how people go extra mile. So I would say that go and form a community, right? You are not from a non-tech, you are not from a tech background, so you want to enter a tech background. So just explore everything.
Right.
Explore what is your like best fit, right? Say suppose if somebody would be like very interested in data analyst, right? Somebody would be very interested in machine learning. Somebody would be very interested in, you can say that, web development, right? So you have to explore it, and then obviously there are specialized paths for them, right? So
Right.
if you are interested in you can say web development, so you would be learning JavaScript first, and then React and any other language that you want,
Right.
backend language, right? So that is the thing, and in whole, what remains constant, you should be like a avid problem solver. That is secondary, but you should be very like you should consider yourself a lifelong learner, and for that you should be very patient. That is only the
Mm.
thing that is required.
Right. So actually, I mean, they are so with the tech industry. That's the downside that things keep on like evolving. So, like the only constant in this industry is change. Like after every 5 years, there's a complete turnaround of the of the techs that you will be using. You have to like upgrade yourself to a different tech stack and all. So this is something that has happened in the past as well, and I'm pretty sure that this will keep on happening. With given that now there are a lot of AI tools and all are coming up, right? So one has to constantly keep upskilling. So that's something that's really necessary, and on that point it's really motivating like for everyone who is like looking at this podcast, because if a person who is coming in from a biological like biology background like PCMB can make it to one of the best companies in the tech industry, then everyone can, right? Because like still like you have done engineering, you have coming from a PCM background, and if like a person who's coming from a medical can do it, one like you can definitely do it, right? It's only about the consistency and persistence. So given by like you have mentored a lot of people, so like an average how many people have you mentored so far, if you can just
To be
like
honest,
go
it is
through.
very huge. To be honest, like my status is seen by 400 to 500 people. Now I am sharing the numbers to my mentees, but because they send like you can say that blessings like in form of sweets or other things. So fortunately, mentoring is also kind of like my upskilling kind of thing, because I
Hmm.
need to be also aware about what is going on in the market, and
Right.
I also need to be at my toes every time. I need to also like be like yeah, I need to also get that self realization that no, I don't want to get into my comfort zone, not very easily, because I was
Right.
there. Yeah, I made it out, so I am aware that crawling back is very easy for me, right? So that is
Hmm.
why where like I tend to keep my like feet grounded, and then like I just see that whatever I try to find myself only in that like the mentee that is there, and around 5,000 students I have plus students I have mentored in like these 4 years, 4 or 4 to 5 years that I was doing from fourth year last year last like 2019 only I started mentoring students. So it has been a journey, to be honest, and a holistic journey and a rewarding journey as well in experience and everything. And
Hmm.
my mentees have taken me to everywhere. Like they have given me in-person treats everywhere.
Oh,
Then
nice.
whenever they got placed, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I even went
So
on a solo trip with them, or like not a solo trip. I even went to a trip with them, right? So that is good.
oh,
People come
so
and
it's
then
like
they
I
sit.
mean in
Hmm,
four
please.
years 5,000 mentees, it means like
Yeah,
on an
more than
average you are
that.
mentoring 3 person per day.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I would not quote any official figures
Nice.
here, right? So
But
because
this is like a huge contribution. You already discussed the challenges, like the challenges that you have to constantly upgrade yourself. You have to make sure that you know the latest technologies and all. Plus, you have like given one of the advantage, which is like you get a lot of traits. But like, what's the best part that motivates you to mentor more and more folks?
okay, because like see, to be honest, we are kind of we I find myself like very privileged when I interact with students that are there. So students living in tier 3, tier 4 cities are like struggling for day and night things. Some people have taken loans to attend courses, or some
Mm-hmm.
people have taken they our situation is way much better. Then I tend to realize that when we are sitting here, they are like trying to like just take the first baby step that is there, right? So
Right.
that is where like I feel that like if I can make a difference by just a minute difference, obviously by just guiding them or just saying that you are weak in this topic, you can just improve here or improve there, why not take that extra effort, right? So there are a lot of people, if you like, in every state I have mentored students, to be honest, so I'm aware about every state that is there, unfortunately, in Odisha, in Northeast, Agartala, and all these states that are there. So people are like coming up, these like tier 3 tier 4 cities are also developing, and it's a good thing. People are like,
Right.
everything is reaching there, right? So yeah, and that is the only thing. To be honest, like, I feel empathetic with the mentee. Okay, that is the first thing, because like somewhere I was also there. I did not have good mentors, right? I needed to find good friends. Eventually, I found them. So in my third year, so yeah, so that took me too much time, to be honest. And I would say that, like, why not, if somebody could, something can be achieved in one like straight line, then why people have to tangle and tangle it, right? So that is
Right.
the thing.
Right. Well, I mean that's a huge contribution. So that's what I also feel. Unfortunately, I hardly get time for mentoring. Like life has been very hectic, and I'm pretty sure after your marriage you'll have you'll feel the same, because apart from office there are a lot of other responsibilities that come up, because of
Obviously.
which like it's very hard to like give back to the society. But that's one thing that like one should definitely do, because this not just like is kind of a give back to the community, it also helps you to improve, not just like professionally, I mean on the technical side, but also on the personal front. Like you learn a lot of good human skills that actually you can apply on office work, right? Because
Hmm.
ultimately it's all about interacting. Like we are like all social animals, so you just have to be not like better at the technical side, but also a better person in itself, so that you can like gel well with the people, right?
Obviously, and to add one more point here, I would say that I have also seen, and I have also stalked you. Also, you also organized a lot of things at like in Delhi
Right.
only, yeah, charity events,
Right.
and that's good. That's good.
Right.
Obviously, that plays a dual role. You are giving back to the society also,
Right.
and you are networking also. That is good,
Right.
right?
Right.
So
So like it's right. So I mean, there are certain like points which are very like close to my heart. One is like environment. I do a lot of like these plantation drives. The second
mm,
is like the health sector. So I feel that in India the health sector is really in a bad shape, and if you can just help someone like get some help, or like I mean, if you see, you always will find people who are like struggling with making their like medical treatments meet. And also I am like I usually support a lot of people on these websites like Impact Group, Keto, and all those. This is the second. And third, yeah, so I do like to like have these charity events. Like I'm a very religious kind of a person, so doing
right.
these events at gurdwaras, mandirs, bhandaras, and
Hanuman
also
Mandir. I know, I
right.
know. I will be there next time, to be honest. I also live in Delhi, not Delhi. I'll definitely be there, man.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was not keeping well.
No, no.
Yeah.
Next time probably we'll meet at some orphanage.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah. So so one thing, like one last thing that you think, that because you have mentored, you have talked to a lot of people, you must have seen a lot of disappointments and excitements, right? So one thing that you think that should change in the overall interview process in the tech industry, like for making it better, or you feel that this is not going in the right direction, this should change. Anything that you feel on that front?
Yeah, so on the okay, there are a couple of things. So firstly is like specialized based interviews are there, so they should ask situational based concepts that are there. They should present the people, the person that are coming with the real life situations, or maybe case studies they can give to see that how people are like, you can say, reacting to it. Now what is happening, to be honest, is like problem solving is becoming very, you can say, unfortunately easy. Okay, why is that is because people are now trying to mug up solutions. If you just give a
Hmm.
lead code question, then people just will people the solution solving time for this that type of question has reduced to 5 to 10 minutes only. People are just mugging up the questions that are there. So
Hmm.
what you need to do, you need to make your own questions in that. When nobody, and
Hmm.
if the question is too tough, then nobody would get selected, and you will
Right.
face the fire that what is happening. So the thing is that, like, problem solving is compulsory. I would not say that it's not compulsory, but the thing is that you should not try to, like, you should
Yeah.
ask in a different manner. You should check out candidate holistically, because these edtech companies have given a lot of weightage to problem solving and all those things, right?
Hmm.
So lot of other things like project based skills, or other skills needs to be tested. If a person, machine coding rounds need to be very common in companies that are there.
Right.
If a person is able to design a system in 1 or 2 hours, then it is very good. Hackathon type thing, right? So 2 hours you are
Mm-hmm.
given to design a rate limiter example, I'm just saying. So if you are able to do it, it's very good. It's very good
Right.
because internally we are doing that only. Yes.
Right. Right. Right.
So that is the way, and yeah, it's like problem solving could be one aspect, but I like it. I like the interview rounds that are there that exist because I am accustomed to it. But yeah,
Hmm.
like it's any change is a welcome change for me. I don't mind it. So yeah,
Right, yeah. Okay, I think we had a great session. I usually love to end my sessions with a rapid fire round. So we'll do a 5 questions rapid fire with you, right? So you have to be very quick. Like the first point that comes in your mind, like you have to just shoot that out. So we'll start now. Okay, the first question. So mentoring versus coding,
coding,
DSA or system design,
DSA any day,
Mac or Windows.
Mac. Unfortunately,
You
I
are
was
in
not.
Microsoft.
Yeah. I know that. I get it. I have bought separate things, Mac
Okay,
oriented things,
nice. Okay, backend or front end.
backend,
Your favorite programming language.
Java.
Nice. Nice. So you did that well. I'm not sure the Mac will create a trouble for you or not, but yeah, thanks for being honest.
No, man, honesty is like I guess like we have to like somebody else will accept us like this only,
Yeah,
right?
true. You have to be honest. Like you have to be yourself, right?
Right.
You cannot force that.
Yeah, why do we change for others, right?
Right.
Yeah, that is my motto.
So thanks, Pranav. It was a great session. I'm pretty sure that it will be very useful for folks who will be watching that. They'll get a lot of inspirations, a lot of pointers to prepare and reach their destination companies. And I'm looking forward to meet you in person in the next event.
Definitely.
Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Pranav. It was great having you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
definitely. Likewise. Thank you for
Yeah.
inviting.
Thanks, Pranav. Okay, bye.